So does anyone have any questions, concerns on the topics that we discussed in the morning session? Yes, Vishwanath. What is your question? Do you want me to, I'll unmute you, you can speak. Sir Vishwanath, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? Hello, Vishwanath. Sir, ನಿಮ್ದೇನ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇದೆ? ನಿಮ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ನನಗೆ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸರ್ ಬೆಟರ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡಿ ನಿಮ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಚಾಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Okay, so the meanwhile, others, if anyone has any questions, please put it on chat box. Before we continue the topic, okay, we could look at your questions and see is there any answers for that. By data entry, okay, you can go and configure the vouchers to include the required ledgers. Okay, so that is what you go and enable in your accounting allocation. Okay, saying which ledger has to get allocated and what are all the additional ledgers that has to get allocated. And for these additional ledgers, how the calculation has to take place. Okay, so there are different calculation methods. Okay, you could select which of the calculation method that needs to be that is right for that specific ledger. Okay, based on the need, and configure this so that at the time of data entry, automatically this will pop up. Okay, so this is what we have configured, GSTs and the round off. Okay, so now if you go to sales entry, F8, so this is taking automatically all this ledgers. So this is what we discussed in the last part of the morning session. Are there any other points that needs to be discussed? Okay, so let's continue with the same topic. Okay, so now what we showed you in the morning session, okay, at the voucher level, where you could configure default accounting allocations. Okay, this will help you only if you have one design. So one specific type of transaction, if you have, it will help you to do this. Okay, what if you have multiple different types of calculations? Say example, there might be one local sales, there's a different calculation method. There might be one interstate sales, so it has to go to an interstate sales ledger. Okay, rather than calculating SGST, it has to calculate IGST. Okay, so you might have multiple kinds of transactions that you do under the sale. So if you want to configure that, then do not use this default allocation. Okay, remove this default allocation, and we will show you what other things that you want to use, you could use basically. Okay, so example, let me just go to this sales 1920, where we do not have this default accounting allocation. Okay, so there is something called voucher class. Name of the class, say example, I'm just saying local sales. Okay, so which groups needs to be excluded and which groups needs to be included. So here you are defining which are all the ledgers that has to list when you are using this voucher class. Okay, say in the local sales, I want only the parties who are in Karnataka. I don't need other state parties to be listed. So you could exclude or include. Okay, so example, I'm excluding. I do not want sundry creditors to be listed in this because it's a sale entry. Okay, I also do not want sundry debtors, but I want sundry debtors of Karnataka. All the debtors who's coming under Karnataka, who is coming under Bangalore, who is coming under other districts of Karnataka, say like example Belgaum, okay, Mysore. So I need only those ledgers. Okay, then had we got Hubli Dharwad? Yes, we have got Hubli and Dharwad. Okay, so I'm just taking Hubli, Dharwad. All the districts of Karnataka is what I'm taking. Okay, so this is for my local sales, which is Karnataka sales. For this, say example, if I have two different ledgers, so like example, one I have local sales account and one as interstate sales account. So I could have multiple ledgers. So let me just create sales local, which is typically coming under sales accounts. Inventories are required, cost centers are required. Accept. 100% has to go to that. Right? So I've just configured this. Additional, say example, I require transportation charges as user defined value. Then I have example output CGST on total sales, which is at 9%. Sorry, I need to have output SGST on total sales 9%. Then I need to have round off as total amount rounding, normal 1 rupee. After this, I have interstate sales, where I am doing sales for across the states. So excluded is sundry debtors. Okay, and I want to exclude Karnataka, exclude Bangalore, exclude Belgaum, because these are all the things I'm excluding, groups which are excluding. Okay, exclude Mysore, exclude Hubli, exclude Dharwad. Okay, and include all other things. Then in the sales, I want it to go to sales interstate. So I'm just creating one ledger, call it as sales interstate. Right? Which typically comes under sales account. Okay. Here I have transportation charges as user defined value. Here I have output IGST, not CGST, SGST. So I'm just creating output IGST. Under duties and taxes, it's at 18% on total sales. Okay, so on total sales, I need to calculate 18%. I have round off as total amount rounding to normal 1 rupee. So like this, I could have multiple class of vouchers defined. Now, once when I define this, okay, I could just go to voucher entry. Okay, this is default showing for sales. Okay, I can take it as sales 1920, I can just click on sales type, sales 1920. Then it is asking me whether it is interstate sales or local sales. I'll accordingly select whichever the states that I need. So example, I'll say it is a local sale. Now it is just showing me the cost centers. Okay, I need to just select, say, example for Bangalore. Okay, now when I go to party, it will list out the parties only under Karnataka, not any other parties, because it's a local sale and I want only parties to be listed who are inside Karnataka. Okay, the list is not full. It is not showing the customers of the other state. That is what we have blocked during configuration. So example, I'm just taking to Royal Agencies. Okay, what's the product that I want to sell? iPod, one number at 4,000 rupees. So automatically iPod is taken, CGST, SGST is calculated. Okay, so if you have transportation, you could give the transportation value or just give no other values, being sales done. Okay, so now if I go back to this transaction and I want to print this, click on Alt P for print, where you could see the invoice on your screen. Okay, if there are address and everything, it will just print all those details. Royal Agencies, his address, what is the product, quantity, rate, amount. Declaration for Saraswati Traders. Okay, so now I will also take you through one transaction of interstate to see how it works. So again, I'll just go back to sales, click on sales. Okay, so here 1920 and I'm selecting interstate. Okay, cost center example Chennai. And when I go to party, okay, there are no parties who are listing because I don't have any interstate parties. So let me just create one party, Alt C. Okay, and let me just say it is Sarvana Agencies. Okay, who is typically in Chennai. Maintain bill-wise details, all these details, Tamil Nadu. Okay, all the details I'm just updating. Now I'm specifying, see here, if you look at the item, okay, go down, I'm just taking one bat at 1,000 rupees. Now what has calculated? Output IGST has calculated. CGST, SGST is not there because it's an interstate sales. That is what we have configured in voucher types. Is it clear? On this example, there is a transportation of say 200 rupees. So automatically 1,380 is the total value. Okay, so I'm just updating this 1,380 being sales updated. Right, so here I have done an interstate sale which has been configured to automatically calculate the required ledgers, and this is my invoice, which is cricket bat, transportation charges of 200 and output IGST of 180. Is this clear? Okay, so let me just open up for questions. Does anyone have any questions? You could just post on this. Okay, Rajesh, what got excluded and included? Can you explain it again? Okay, we'll do that. Is there any other questions? Mahendra Kumar Kotari, no. Sir, can we use this for purchase or JVs? Purchase you could use. JVs, no. See, the voucher class can be set up first thing if you are using inventory. If you are not using inventory, you cannot set up the voucher class. So in JV it's not possible. In purchase, yes, you could do it. Okay, any other questions? Okay, so Rajesh, what got excluded, what got included? Okay, this is what you want to know. Okay, so to know that, first let me just take you through the transaction. Okay, I'm just going to vouchers. Okay, and here on the screen you could look at I'm in interstate sales. So here when I want to do an interstate sales, I want only interstate parties to be listed, not all parties. I want to block other parties who are locally in Karnataka because I don't want to wrongly select a different party, right? So if I'm making interstate sales, I want other state customers to list. But if I'm doing a local sales, say like example, I'm doing a local sales, I want all the customers of Karnataka to list. Okay, that is what we have done in include and exclude at the voucher level. Okay, so for that you need to understand we also had created groups based on sundry debtors, central, north, east, west, south, everything we have created. And under Karnataka we have created different districts, and we are having customers under districts or under talukas, right? So what have done at the voucher level is accounts info voucher types alter. If I go to voucher level, in local sales, I have excluded sundry creditors because I don't want suppliers to be listed irrespective, and have excluded completely all the debtors and included only the customers who are coming either under Karnataka or Bangalore, Belgaum, Mysore, Hubli, Dharwad. I don't want others to list. That is what I have configured in include list. In exclude list, I have default excluded all my sundry debtors and creditors, and on the right hand side you are seeing the include list, which is overriding the sundry debtors what has got excluded. Is that clear? Okay, so now once when I have done this, similarly for my interstate sales, I have excluded sundry creditors and have excluded the customers who are under Karnataka or Bangalore, Belgaum, Mysore, Hubli, Dharwad. Okay, and Haveri. So if there are any customers created under these groups, it will not list in your interstate sale data entry. That is what we have done. So this will simplify data entry operators because I might have hundreds of customers, but when I go to a particular kind of transaction, only respective customer should get listed out. Okay, Sinto Matthew, in case if the GST rate gets revised, what to do? Sir, this we will discuss in GST session. Okay, because here we are not really looking at the GST as such. We are just showing you saying how do you configure the voucher class. Okay, the complete GST related questions we will take in the GST session. Right? So that is how you could configure multiple voucher class, okay, in a single voucher type. Right? So if you really look at display daybook, okay, you have got two different vouchers, one for your local sales and one for interstate sales. Okay, and it is automatically taking all other details. So while doing the data entry, it will simplify the user experience. Okay, so if there is a person who is doing a sale entry but they don't know the background of accounts, even they could use if you just set it up like this. They will just select the customer, they will just select the item, all other things are auto calculated. We could get into that kind of automation using Tally. Right? So are there any questions on this? Okay. No invoice number. Vishwanath, invoice number is not there because for that voucher type we are told invoice numbering is none. That is what we had done during the morning session. That is the reason that invoice number is not listing out. Okay, it's very simple. If you want to list out the invoice number, okay, go back to accounts info, voucher types, alter sales 1920. Here we have mentioned it as none. Okay, make it as automatic. It is saying it will automatically change. Yes, save this. Okay, now look at it's listing the numbering 2 and 3. 1 is already there. 2 and 3 is getting listed out. Voucher numbering. Is that clear? Akshay, in case Tally is set up for only accounts and not for inventory, can we get GST auto calculation feature? The short answer is yes, you could get, but how to get, we will discuss when we take up GST. Okay, so one more thing I would request everyone, what are all the questions you have on GST? Please list out and share it to me on the mail so that when we take the GST session, I will get prepared so that I could answer all of your questions. So please do that by today, tomorrow, whatever the questions you have on GST, please make a list of your questions and share it to me on my email address. Okay, so when we prepare the data for GST, we will ensure that all those are addressed so that most of your queries are answered. Right? Okay. So now let us move on to the next topic in voucher configuration. Accounts info, voucher types, alter, sales. Okay, so now let us come back. There is an option print voucher after saving. How many of you print your sales invoices from Tally? Can you say, put on chat, yes, we print sales invoice? Who are all printing sales invoice from Tally? Can you just type on your chat saying, yes, we are printing sales invoice. Vishwanath is printing. Okay. Vinod Kutari printing. Rajesh is printing. Krishna Kumar, yes. Moto, I don't know who is that. Can I know your name and which company, sir? Moto Forex, who has logged in. Vijay Kumar is printing. Ashwini, Extrude Horn is printing. Fine Tunes are printing. Geeta is printing. Dinesh Sharma, they are also printing. Rajeshwari, you are from Rajeshwari Traders. Prashant is printing. Shrikant is printing. Okay, so a lot of you are printing the invoices from Tally. Shishikant is also printing. Okay, so once when you have enabled this print after save, what it does, it simply, as you save your transaction, will ask you, do you want to print the voucher, yes or no? So like example, let me just take this. Okay, I'm resaving the transaction. Say I've just come to the end. Okay, I'm just resaving the transaction. When I save this, okay, so it has opened the printing screen and it is asking, do you want to print your invoice? Okay, if you just say yes, it will show you on the screen what it is going to print. You could zoom this, click on zoom or F4 on your keyboard and look at what is printing on your invoice. Right? This is how you can print. Okay. So while printing, since we have taken the print while printing, okay, when it shows you want to print yes or no, you could also do your own configurations. Click on F12 over here and it will show the various fields. Do you want to print those fields yes or no? Based on your requirement, you could say yes or no, and accordingly the format will get adjusted and it will automatically print. Okay, so example, there is simple format, customer signature. Do you want customer signature to be part of invoice? Okay, complete mailing address, address in continuous line. Do you want bank details to be printed on invoice? If you require bank details, click on yes and select which bank needs to be printed. Okay, say example, I want HDFC account to be printed. Select HDFC account. Okay, and when you print, automatically on your invoice, you will also get your bank details printed. You are able to see this? Okay, so you could set up lot of required or unrequired, not required things on F12 while before printing. Okay, so let us move on to the next option. Voucher types, alter, sales. Okay, use for pause. How many of you know what do you mean by pause? Pause invoicing? Yeah, point of sale. Point of sale invoice needs to be printed. Okay, so pause means point of sale. So typically if you are making an invoice, if you are into B2C environment, that is business to consumer environment, okay, and if you want to print a small invoice, okay, nowadays you see that it comes in a small width, okay, on a typically on a normal paper or on a wax paper, okay, which is getting printed on thermocol. Okay, so if you want that kind of environment, you could set up as a pause invoicing. Okay, so let us just see if any of you want pause invoicing. Typically this is done at the retail level. Okay, if you are into retail sales, over the counter if you are selling, then you might require pause sales. Say example, I'm just saying sales pause. Okay, point of sale, which typically comes under sales. Voucher type, I want it to be manual. Okay, same advanced, all these options that you could set up. Okay, I want to print as soon as it saves, so I'm using use pause invoicing. So what is the messages that you want? Thank you, visit again, or you could say goods once sold will not be returned. Whatever message you want, you could type. Default title of the print, cash bill, whatever you want, you could have the print, and you could also have your own declaration. Okay, I have just set this as pause invoice. So before we get into this pause invoice, okay, so let me just tell you, pause invoices are meant to do faster transactions and print in a very fast manner. Okay, so now if I want to do a pause retail sale. I'll just go to sales and click on F8 and select pause. Okay. So it's asking from which godown you want to pull the goods. Okay, who's the party? Okay, so you could select which party is this. Say example, I'm selling to Royal Traders. Okay, so you could give their address, which state, to which sales ledger it has to go. It has to go to local sales. Now, when you select an item, say like example, I'm just saying Annapurna Atta 5 kg pack. Once when I click on this, see automatically it is taking the quantity, rate, amount. It is not even taking your cursor there. So you can say backspace and go back to your quantity. If you want to change quantity, you could say change the quantity. Okay, this is meant for faster data entry. So like example, BPL mobile, BPL music system. Once when I click on enter, automatically it has taken one quantity. And it is not even going to rate, it is automatically gone to amount. Okay, so example Whirlpool, click, it has taken the quantity and the rate. Last sale rate it has automatically taken. Okay, so these are meant for faster data entry. You could configure the voucher class so that all your tax, everything gets calculated automatically. You could do that. Then what is the mode of payment? The mode of payment might be a gift voucher, it might be debit or credit card, it might be a check, or it might be a cash, or it might be a combination of all these things. Okay, so now example, I'll just say, okay, the mode of payment is cash. Okay, so what's the bill amount? 30,400. How much cash that the customer has paid? So he gave all 2,000 rupee notes. So he has given us 32,000 rupees. So once when you click on 32,000, okay, sorry, so this is 30,400 total value. Cash tendered is 32,000. It will automatically tell you how much you need to return back. 1,600 has to be returned back. Okay, so it is just calculating this, and once when you accept, so you could set up your paper size to print on a small paper. Okay, and if you just give this option, okay, this is how it prints. Okay, it can even print on a small paper. You could use the A5 or A4, whatever the paper sizes that you want. Okay, and it is typically showing it's a cash bill, bill number 1, time of bill 1636, date, party to whom you are selling. Okay, what are all the description of the item, 1, 2, 3, quantity, rate, amount, total. Cash is 30,400, cash tendered is 32,000, so balance returned is 1,600, and it says thank you, visit again. Okay, so this could also be set up to print on Tally. Okay, so now let me show you if we have multiple modes of payment in one single transaction. So example, I'm also paying by cash and some balance by check. Okay, so the party example, you could just say not applicable and type the party name. Even you could do that. Okay, sales local, Annapurna Atta, Apple iPhone, hockey bat. Example, I'm just saying. Okay, so I've just taken this. It is 61,200. Okay, so the customer might have bought the gift voucher and we might be accepting the gift voucher. If there are any gift voucher schemes, you could also collect that gift voucher. So like example, assume that we accept gift voucher and we accept Zodaxo gift voucher. Okay, or Amazon gift voucher. Okay, so it typically comes under Bangalore. Okay, so how much of gift voucher they have given? So total is 61,200. The customer gave 5,000 rupee worth gift voucher. Okay, and customer told, okay, I will pay partial amount through my credit card. So I'm taking it to HDFC Bank. Okay, 56,000. So he doesn't have money of 56,000 in the credit card. So he agreed to pay 30,000 in credit card. Okay, and the card number. Okay, you could just give the card number. Okay, balance, if they are giving in any check, you could take in check, or if they are giving any cash, you could also accept cash. 61,200 minus 35,000 is what he is supposed to pay. Okay, so it was 26,200 cash. So it's automatically taking 26,200. So you need not even calculate. So the system is automatically taking 26,200, but the customer gave 27,000 rupees in cash. So I'm supposed to return back 800 rupees. Okay. Being sales entered. Once when you look at this, it prints something like this. So Annapurna Atta, Apple phone, cricket bat, Whirlpool 1.5 liter, 15 liter fridge, which is costing 61,200. Gift voucher worth of 5,000 is given. Through debit and credit card, 30,000 is swiped. The card number. So it is just printing the last 4 digits of the card number. Okay, cash 26,200. Cash tendered is 27,000. Balance to be paid by us back to him is 800 rupees. Total is 61,200. Okay, and there is a declaration, there is thank you, visit again, all details are available. And here the party name, it's printing as Mahesh, though we didn't select any party. And in the address, it's printing his mobile number. Is this clear? So this will help businesses who are into counter sales, okay, and they want to use Tally. Say today you could go to a lot of shops, okay, and you find they are using Tally and you get a bill from their Tally. So most of them will be using this POS invoicing, and you could print on a small paper. Is that clear? Are there any questions before we get into the other topics? Are there any questions on whatever we discussed now, especially on POS invoicing? So what to do if we have both counter sales and local sales? You could just create 2 different voucher types as I have created. So in this sale, okay, you just create one more voucher type for your counter sale. Okay, example, you are making a data entry. So if you have created different voucher types, it will list out whether it's a POS sale, it's a normal sale. If it is a counter sales, use POS. If it is a normal sale, use your other different kind of voucher type. POS invoice number is continuous. Yes, it is continuous. Since you are using different voucher types, that number will be continuous. Again, you could set it up whether it is continuous, automatic, okay, manual, all those things that you could set it up. Can we do 10 POS sale at a time? Yes, you could do any number of POS entries you could do at a time. Right? So how many of you are into retail sales? Over the counter that you sell to consumers. Are there any organizations who are into retail sales who is selling to consumer? Ramesh, yes, we are from World of Titan and Fast Track Store. So how do you manage your retail invoicing, sir? Currently, how are you doing it? Are you doing it in Tally or you are doing it in any other software? POS different system. Hope that has been given directly by Titan. Is that so? Accounting in Tally. Okay, but then you are duplicating your work because you are doing the sales invoice in the POS other application, and the sale entry again you are entering in Tally. So are you duplicating your work or you have an integration to the POS machine from POS to Tally? Because your SKUs cannot be loaded in Tally. How many SKUs you have, sir? Quantities as huge as 25,000. Not a problem. Tally will still support. You could do it. Okay, so 1 second, Ramesh, I'll just unmute you. Okay, we could just understand your requirement. Yeah, Ramesh, could you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Actually, 2 years the pilot work has been started at the corporate office, but they are still unsuccessful.
They are not successful in the
The
corporate office. They
requirements,
started.
whatever the Titan has asked for, Tally unable to do it. The direct company Tally team is there in my office for almost some 6 to 7 months. They are unable to provide the details.
Okay, so do you remember who had come from Tally?
I have to check in my office, sir. Actually, right now it is shut down, right? I'll check
Okay.
and update you anyway.
Yeah, sure. Because 25,000 SKUs, we should be able to do it. But if you are saying there were some specific requirements that Tally told they can't handle, then I need to understand what was their requirement.
Because it is in a real-time transfer it wants. The real-time
Real-time
transfer
transfer.
was not supporting by Tally. Yeah.
Okay. So let me tell to you and all the other participants, today 30,000 retailers of Asian Paints use Tally to do their retail billing across the 30,000 outlets. Okay, and their items are like paints, okay, hardwares, different colors of paints, okay, and that is got integrated to the SAP software that is being used by Asian Paints.
Here
Okay.
also they try to integrate only with SAP, but it did not go through.
Okay.
I don't know the exact details, but anyway,
No
I'll
problem.
keep you posted about the people who have attended.
Sure. We could look at it. Okay, if you have any specific this thing, okay, we could see how to do it. But it is possible. As I told you, across India, Asian Paints, 30,000 locations, they are using Tally for their POS invoicing.
Actually, for that pilot work, they used my machine only. They were unsuccessful.
Okay. Fine, sir. After the lockdown opens, we will again connect.
Okay, done.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay. So any others? Do you have any questions before we move on? So this is how you could do the POS billing. Any questions on POS? Point of sale? Okay, so we'll further move on. What is the next capability in voucher configuration? So we are through POS, then The next is what should be the default title for print. Say example, if it is tax invoice, you could say it's tax invoice. If it is bill of supply, you could say it's bill of supply. Okay, if it is just invoice, you could say invoice. Whatever the header you want, you could give. Okay, accordingly the header gets printed. If you want to change the header, you could change over here. Then do you want bank to be printed, bank details to be printed on the invoice? If you want this to get printed, okay, select which bank needs to be printed on your invoice. So there are multiple banks which is getting listed out. I'm just selecting this specific bank. Okay, then default jurisdiction. So if you want the jurisdictions to be printed on the invoice, generally at the end of the invoice, we print the jurisdiction, which jurisdiction this will come to. Say example, I'll just say it's Bengaluru. Okay, so let us come to declaration later. Save this. So now if I print the sales transaction, example, I just go to this transaction, I want to print this. When I click on Alt P print, okay, and use the title, so title has automatically come as tax invoice. Okay, with company address, all these details are there. Company phone number, if you want website details, all these things you could enable and say print. So this is how you get the print. Okay, so if you look at in the bottom, the bank details are mentioned here. Company's bank details, bank name, HDFC Bank, account number 36811624910, bank and IFSC code, Malleshwaram, Bangalore, SBIN. So it's not, it should not be SBIN, it's wrong. Okay, it should be HDFC. Okay, but whatever you have given in the master, it is printing over here. And you could also see at the bottom, it says subjected to Bangalore jurisdiction. This is what we had specified in masters. Okay. So Trivikram, how do we get words, the total amount in words? Okay, so that is automated. Whatever the total amount that you have over here, 1,06,190, that will automatically Tally will read and it will print in your words also. So example, on the left hand side, you could see it's 1,06,190 only. So that is automated, sir. Okay. Okay, so let's move on to the next option. The next option is you could also set the declaration. So there is a standard default declaration that's available, which is typically saying we declare that the invoice shows the actual price of the goods described and all particulars are true and correct. This is the standard declaration. So if you have multiple declarations you want to print, say like example, you would have seen declarations like goods once sold will not be taken back. Okay, 2% interest will be charged on overdue bills. All those things, if you want it to auto record, okay, you could do that. So I'll just show you how to do it. So like example, this is one. Okay, so I have this. So I'll just open a notepad and first type what are all the things that I want. Say example, I'll just say goods once sold will not be taken back, right? Okay, second might be overdue bills will be charged at 2% per month. Okay, we are not responsible for any damages during goods in transit, whatever you want. Okay, like this you could just have whatever the declarations that you want. Okay, come to here and you could just paste it. So now I have changed the declaration. Now I'll just go to the invoice. I want to print this invoice. Once when I say yes, you could see the declaration at the bottom. The same declaration: goods once sold will not be taken back, overdue bills will be charged at 2% per month. Third point, we are not responsible for any damage during goods in transit. So whatever declaration you have, you could input at the voucher configuration screen, and that will be available for your print. Okay, you are also seeing one last line over here. It says computer generated statement, no signature required. Okay, that is just again a simple configuration. So once when you click on print, on this click on F12 configuration, here you have the last option, generated by. So whatever you want, whatever you have the statement, just input that statement over there, it will get printed. Is that clear? Any questions on sales voucher configuration? Because this will bring an end to our sales voucher configuration. Then we will go and look at other voucher types. Auto signature on invoice, please. So on the screen, you are able to see it says for Saraswati traders, and there is an authorized signatory. So how do you want the signature? You want the signature, digital signature you want, or you want, how do you require the signature, Krishna Prasad? Digital. So first thing is you need to have a digital signature. You need to subscribe for digital signature, and you need to have one digital signature along with the key that is available on your pen drive. Okay, then what you need to do is, if you on default Tally, okay, export this invoice. Say example, you have an invoice here, export this invoice to PDF. Okay, say example, I'll just say invoice 12.pdf. Save this invoice. So now you have got this invoice on a PDF format, right? Okay, so here use your digital signature and emboss your digital signature. Okay, by using this digital signature option, okay, you could actually have your digital signatures configured. Fill and sign, use this. Okay, use the digital signature, have the digital signature on the pen drive. Okay, insert onto your USB port, digitize it. Okay, so that is possible. Okay, but this is a manual. You have to first export it to PDF and do it. Okay, but if you want the digital signature to be part of the Tally, we could customize. A lot of our existing customers are using customization, where we have configured their digital signatures. So whenever they save an invoice in Tally, print an invoice in Tally, it is auto embossed with their digital signature. Okay, so that is one. So is there any other option other than digital printing? Okay, So yes, we have. Okay, so what the simple way to do is, since today most of the documents are not printed, okay, it is just moving on soft copies, like it goes on PDF. So I send most of the invoice from my organization today, I don't print. I will just send these invoices. I'll prepare the invoice on Tally, export it to PDF and send it to customers on email. So now the issue is, when I'm sending it to customers on email, since I'm not printing, I can't sign, right? So what we have done, okay, and what we have done for a lot of our existing customers is, we have taken the image of their signature and we have done a small customization so that whenever they export the invoice or print the invoice from Tally or export the invoice from Tally to PDF, it gets embossed with their signature, okay, which is an image copy. Okay, so that we have done for our organization also. So today in my organization, I don't sign any invoice. It's all my image of the signature is embossed on the invoice that gets created from Tally. Okay, so if you want to see that, I'll just show it to you. Okay, so let me just open our Tally, okay, my organization Tally, so that you will understand in a better way. Okay, so I have one more Tally on my screen. So I'm just opening the other Tally. Hope everyone is able to see Tally on your screen. Is everyone able to see Tally on your screen, which is in white background? Okay, so let me just log in to our company data. Okay, so I have created my first sale invoice for 1,500 rupees. Okay, now I have done this invoice. 1 second. Before I get into this, okay, so it's an accounting invoice that I have done. Okay, it's a sale invoice. Okay, we just implemented this digital signature, sorry, image signature for one of the client. So I will just click on print. So now I want to print this invoice. Okay, so I'll just show you on the screen how it looks like. Are you able to see my signature on this screen on the invoice? Okay. So if each company has a different signatories, we could configure different signatories for each company. That should not be a problem. Okay. So by this, what is going to happen is, I don't print the invoices. I will export this invoice to a PDF and send it on an email. Okay. So this is a small customization that we have done. If anyone is interested to get this customization, okay, we are happy to give this customization to you. So you could see it on the screen. Just 2 days before we did this for one of our existing customer, because they wanted the signature, okay, image of the signature on this on the print, so that they have also stopped printing the invoices. Okay, so you know what is the cost. It's available on your screen. Whoever wants it could procure this. Fine tune. Sir, can we change Tally color also? Sir, through customization, you could do whatever you want to do, but on default, not possible. So we have done a lot of customizations for our Tally to suit our business requirement. Okay, so you are seeing my Tally screen on a different color. Okay, we could also help you to do it, not a problem. Right? Hope Krishna Prasad have answered your query. Okay, so let's come back. Okay, so if everyone is clear on sales, can we move to different voucher types? Okay, so now let's take different voucher types. So like example, let me just say purchase. So we completed sales. Let's take purchase. The same options are available. So I'm not going to deal with this again. Okay, the same options like how the numbering should be, sorry, how the numbering should be, how to configure the advanced configuration, how to use effective dates on the vouchers, optional bills, allow narration, provide narration for each ledger, enable default accounting allocation, invoice print, all these things that we have discussed, voucher clause, everything we have discussed. So purchase, then one more document is purchase order. Okay, here also it's the same thing. Okay, the configurations are mostly one and the same. Okay, there is no difference. Okay, receipt, this is one document that you are going to give. Here you have one more additional option which is asking you, do you want to print the formal receipt? So example, if you say yes, you want to print the formal receipt. Okay, so I'll just show you how it looks like. So once when you do a receipt entry, say like example, I'm just making one receipt entry for the sales that I have made. Receipt, I'll just click on F6 receipt. Okay, I have received from Royal, so he has to pay a lot of money to us. Okay, so example, I have received 1,000 rupees from him. Shocks, what happened? Okay, so I'm just making one receipt entry, HDFC Bank, Royal, 1,000 rupees, against which bill? Say example, against this bill number I have received 400 rupees. Okay, against this bill I have received 300 rupees. Against this bill I have received 100 rupees. Okay, against this bill I have received 200. I'm just giving you the breakup. Okay, so name of the receipt, what should be on the name on the receipt? So I've just specified. Okay, how it has come? So they are paid through e-fund transfer. Okay, so I'm just giving the UTR reference also. Okay, bank, they are paid from Syndicate Bank, being amount credited. So I'm just printing. Do you want to print the voucher? No, I don't want to print the voucher, but I want to print the receipt. Then it is asking, do you want to print the receipt? Here, when I say yes, so this is how my formal receipt contains. Received with thanks from Royal Agencies, sum of ₹1,000 by NEFT, 1,000 rupees and authorized signatory, subjected to realization. But if I need other details, so I could go and configure that. So example, I've come back to this. There are different bill wise. Okay, now I don't want to print the formal receipt. I want to print the receipt. I'll just click on configure. Okay, what fields do I need? Do I need bill wise details? Yes. Okay, do I need print bill details also, due bill details, credit days, bank transaction details? Okay, then checked by, verified by details, prepared by details, mailing name instead of ledger name. Okay, format of use for the ledger. So what is the format that we want to use? Name only. Okay, you could just take name or alias. Do you want narration to be printed? All these things that formal receipt. Okay, do you want PAN to be printed? Bank transaction details. Okay, so you could look at over here. So it is also showing you NEFT details received with thanks from so and so, and this is how you could print these details. Okay, Or if you want to just print only the voucher, click on print, say yes. This is how you get the voucher. Royal agencies against multiple bill numbers. What is the amount? And bank details, UTR reference number, all those things are available. Prepared by, checked by, verified by, authorized signatory. All these details are there. Okay, so now let us just go to some of the chat messages to understand. Sir, can we change color of Tally? As I told you, if you want to change color, it has to be customized. We can help you to customize, not an issue. Then, sir, Mr. Anand Mirji from Tally was interacting with us for your information. Sure, Ramesh, thanks for sharing this information. Okay, we will find out. Okay, Manjula is asking how to add company logo to the invoice. Yes, this is one of the critical things. Okay, most of the organization will have their own logos and they would prefer to add logos of their company on the invoice. Receipt voucher and receipts both are different prints. Yes, both are different prints. Receipt voucher is at the voucher format. Receipt voucher is in the voucher format, but receipt is in the, it will typically say received with thanks from so and so, that kind of a format, which is much more professional way of doing things. Okay, so Manjula has a question. How do you set up your logo on invoice print? So in Tally, you could also set up the logos. Okay, so to set up the logo, first thing is you need to configure the logo. So like example, let me just take some logo. Okay, so 1 second, just be on the line. I'll just take my organization logo. G colon marketing materials. Okay, so like example, I want, so this is my logo, or let me just take, this is my logo. Sorry, I have a logo here. Okay, so I've just copied this logo. Let me just paste it over here. Okay, for time being. Okay, so it should be in JPEG format. So I'm just open this on PDF, sorry, on, and I'm having it in JPEG format. Okay, so logo, I have just saved this logo, available here, MHSI logo. So I'm just selecting the path of this. Okay, now I'm just coming to Tally. Okay, clicking on F11 feature, company info. Here on the bottom, you have enable company logo as one option, other features. Enable this, say yes, and give the path where you have your logo. Save. That is exactly what you are supposed to do. Now just go to your invoice. Say example, you have your sale invoice. Okay, you want to print this. Say yes. Currently the logo is not there. So what you need to do is once when you click on print, you go to configure and specify print logo as yes. Okay, so you are able to see the logo on the screen with Saraswati Traders on the left hand side. The logo is available. This is how on default you could get the logo. Any other forms you have, we need to customize that. This is the standard format in which you could have the logo. Hope Manjula, you are clear on this. If the company name is logo, example Himalaya, that has to be customized, Rajesh. That is not part of Tally. Tally will default take company name as text, not as image. So if the company name is part of the image, then that has to be customized. Right? Okay. So let's move on. What are all the other configurations we could do on voucher types? So on Contra, you have the same configurations, no more changes to this. Okay. Then you have delivery note. This is one more document that you give to an outsider, that is delivery challan. That is also have the same configuration as your sales. Okay. So these are all some of the configurations that you could do on voucher types. So does anyone have any questions on this? On anything related to voucher configuration? If you have any queries, questions that you want to ask, okay, please type on the chat, or if you want, I can unmute you. You could ask your questions. The presentation, okay, presentation, you don't have any points in today's presentation because morning itself I told it is only on advanced voucher management that we are doing. Okay, so that is why you will not have any presentation. Okay, so before we close, one more thing that I want to update is basically, if anyone using Tally for your inventory purpose who are into manufacturing, okay, so there will be a manufacturing process. Say like example, I want to convert the raw material to finished goods. Because my purchase is raw material, I'm selling finished goods. In that case, okay, we could create one more voucher type called manufacturing journal. So like example, I'm just saying manufacturing journal. Under stock journal, method of numbering, you could decide how to do this. All these things are already discussed. You have one more option here, use as manufacturing journal. You could enable this. Okay, now you could specify when you go to a inventory voucher, okay, in the stock journal, in the stock journal, you get a new option called manufacturing journal, where you could say what are all the ingredients that was used to manufacture a product. Okay, so like example, this product which they are asking is the finished product. Okay, so let me just give you an example. Okay, let me just take you through this example. Okay, I'll just opening my Excel sheet. Let us take one simple example of manufacturing a computer. Everyone knows what are all the ingredients of computer. Okay, computer will have RAM, computer will have hard disk, computer will have monitor, computer has motherboard, computer has keyboard, computer has mouse, okay, computer has SMPS, okay, and computer has cables. Okay, so like example I'll take, to manufacture one computer, I need two 4 GB RAMs, hard disk 1 of 1 TB, monitor 1, keyboard 1, motherboard 1, mouse 1, SMPS 1, cables 5. This is what the quantities I need to manufacture one computer. And if I'm a manufacturer of computer systems, so what I do is I go and buy all these raw materials from my supplier, and I am doing an assembly of the computer. Okay, that is where you can use this manufacturing journal. Okay, though we will give this details in more details in Tally for manufacturers. Okay, I'm just giving you an example to show you how manufacturing journal type, voucher type could be configured. Okay, so for just your understanding, okay, just give me 1 minute time. I'll just create all this stocks. Okay, I'm just going to stock group. I'm just creating one group called computers itself as one group. Okay, and I go to stock items. I'm creating multiple. Okay, under computers, the same items, RAM, HDD, monitor, keyboard, RAM 4 GB. Okay, it's under numbers. Example, opening stock, I have 100 RAMs. Okay, at 400 rupee per RAM. Okay, HDD 1 TB, hard disk. Okay, numbers, I have 10 hard disks at 2500 rupee per hard disk. Okay, then I have monitor 16-inch. Example, numbers, I have 5 numbers monitor. Okay, monitor cost me 450 rupees. Then I have keyboard, mouse, SMPS cables. Keyboard, 25 keyboards I have at 200 rupee per keyboard. Mouse, optical mouse, I could just specify 10 numbers at 150 rupee per mouse. Okay, SMPS, numbers, 30 SMPS I have. SMPS costs 300 rupees. Okay, cables, different cables are required to do the assembly. I have, say, example, 500 cables in my stock. Okay, cables cost me 10 rupee per cable. Okay, and of course, cabinet. Okay, I have, say, example, 25 cabinets. Each cabinet costs 150 rupees. Example, these are all my raw materials. So I'm just also creating one finished goods. Call it as computer. Okay, this is my finished goods. So I also take this under computers itself. Okay, numbers. So here you could look at set BOM, that is bill of material. Means to manufacturing this product, what are all the raw materials that is required is what we are defining. So example, I'll say computer. Okay, to manufacture one product. Okay, so I need a RAM 2 numbers, HDD 1 number, monitor keyboard 1, motherboard, mouse, SMPS, Okay, I've not created motherboard, mouse, SMPS, cables. I need 5 cables, and cabinet. I need 1 cabinet to prepare 1 computer. This is what I need to define. So I could go on defining like this. Okay, once when I define this, so I get into manufacturing, I go to inventory vouchers. Okay, I go to stock journals and select manufacturing journal. Select example on 18th of August. I'll just say I have have manufactured computer. Say example, I'm going to say in the main location, I have manufactured 5 computers. Once when I click on this, you could observe on the left hand side in the consumption, it is automatically picking the required numbers. To manufacture 5 computer, I require 10 RAMs, 5 hard disk, 5 monitors, 5 keyboards, 5 mouse, 5 SMPS, 25 cables, and 5 cabinets. Okay, so the reason why I just showed you this is because it's part of your voucher configuration where you could configure manufacturing journal. So here, are there any organizations who are into manufacturing? Can you just type yes, manufacturing? Yeah, Vishwanath is into manufacturing. Yes, I know. Nisha, you are also into manufacturing. Okay. So who others are into manufacturing? Okay, Gopal Krishna is into manufacturing. Gopal Krishna, you are from which organization? Oh, Gopal. Okay, okay. Since I read the whole Gopal Krishna, I was not able to correlate. If you had told me Gopal, then I would have got. Okay. So for the manufacturers, okay, this is how they could maintain. This is how they could configure the manufacturing journal and use it. Anyhow, we will deal in detail when we look at Tally for manufacturers. We will get into the detail of these things when we look at Tally for manufacturers. But I wanted to just show you, since we were looking at voucher type configurations. Okay, any questions on this? So does users have any questions? Sir, please make one more entry. Gopal, you want to see one more entry of what, transaction or the master configuration? Fine tunes, we are into service industry, business nature is fitness. We are facing a lot of challenges in attendance management, attendance maintenance of members. Any solution in Tally software? Sir, may I know who is this from Fine Tunes who have logged in? Your name, sir? Ganesh. Ganesh, we have a fantastic attendance management system. Either it can be on a biometric or it can be from their mobiles, which is integrated to Google locations. Okay, and that we could also integrate that to Tally software so that you could manage your attendance seamlessly. Ganesh, we will connect back to you. Okay, and we could show you the demo of the software. You could look at how many employees are there, Ganesh? . 15. Absolutely fine. So all 15 work from office, or they also work in field? Okay, I'll do one thing, Ganesh. I'm just unmute you so that you could speak, okay, and we could understand. Yeah, Ganesh, can you hear us? Hello? Hello, Ganesh? Ganesh, can you hear us? Okay, no problem, Ganesh. Not an issue. Okay, 15, you are looking for students. No problem. Okay, so we could connect whenever you are free. Please let us know. Okay, so we could show you the demo of the software. Okay, and any other participants who requires attendance management, which is integrated to Tally. Okay, we have a solution. We could demonstrate that to you. You could have a look at it, and I'm sure that it will fit your requirements. Okay. Yeah, is there any other questions before we close? So the contact numbers are on the screen. Tomorrow is Sunday. Okay, so in the first session we are discussing on order management. Both will be on order management. In the first session we are discussing on purchase order management, and in the second session we are discussing on sale order management. So right from in the purchase order, right from purchase order to GRNs to purchase bill accounting to payments, and in sale order management, right from the sale order to delivery challan to sales invoice to receipts. Okay, so this will be the topic for tomorrow. So again, let's meet tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning.